The Emperor from TDX is undoubtedly one of the strongest final bosses we have ever seen enter the Roblox tower defense genre in a hot minute. With his immensely powerful speed, size, and strength, I've seen many debates about how exactly strong the Emperor is, and comparing him to some other heavy hitters within the genre. I've seen everything from people acting like this guy can somehow solo universes, to others grossly undervaluing his strength for whatever reasons they may have. Either way, I want to have a little fun with this video, so today, I want to try and accurately and non-biasedly as I can, compare the Emperor to other big bosses in the Roblox tower defense genre, to see if the Emperor truly solos all, or if he's just a big fish in a small pond. So before we begin, let's actually get a true understanding of just how strong the Emperor is. Also be sure to like and subscribe, that would be cool. The Emperor is Dr. Xenon's ultimate robotic creation. It combines everything she's seen and learned up to this point. A fully autonomous robot without a host, one that the Doctor can control remotely, although it is also capable of thinking, talking, and acting on its own. The Emperor towers over most buildings at a monumental height of 60 meters. The Emperor is absolutely juiced to the gills with Calamity energy, and not just any version of the stuff, but a refined and enhanced version that has allowed her to overcome the core overheating issue. The Emperor in particular contains so much Calamity energy that he radiates it out of his body sometimes. General Leah is able to pick up its frequency multiple waves before he even arrives, and in the vocal version of his song, Final Eradication, the Emperor is literally tortured by all the voices brought on by containing the energy. On top of all this, the Emperor also contains some of Void's powers, as he possesses the Void's Corruption Lightning attack, which we can assume is from the Void particularly, as the sound effect used for the attack is the same used for Phaser in tower battles when it shoots. And Phaser is purple, Void energy, yeah. Additionally, the Emperor is able to fly, teleport, dramatically boost his own speed, shield himself, create massive shockwaves with his staff, scream loudly enough to destroy vehicles, drain the life force of both living and mechanical beings, create energy clones of the previous Eradicators, which by themselves are strong enough to destroy entire GDA divisions. And finally, he possesses a limited but powerful control over time itself through his mastery of chronostasis. When in chronostasis, time slows to a crawl. It doesn't entirely stop, but it's pretty much akin to flash time, where the Emperor is able to simply walk out of danger as he is able to freely move and act when within stopped time. He's basically able to move with much faster perception. All these powers combined make the Emperor one of the most deadly robots ever conceived, but all these feats pale in comparison to the Emperor's ultimate show of strength. After a long battle, when you finally defeat the Emperor, he isn't defeated. He isn't even visibly damaged at all. The Emperor glitches a little bit, and then gets right back up as if nothing happened. The GDA are no weak organization, with giant robots of their own, nature deities that shoot giant lasers, troops powered by the energies of Hell itself, and Refractor, which combines the energies of Calamity and Void, much like the Emperor does. The Emperor takes punishment from all of these sources, yet none of them come even close to even seriously damaging him, let alone killing him. The only reason this mode ends here is because Dr. Xenon wanted the Emperor to weaken the GDA for the Calamity. If she didn't put that safeguard in place, the Emperor would have surely destroyed the GDA for good. Once again, when we defeat him, he does not break or anything. He gets right back up and monologues. The raw power that the Emperor possesses is so great that in an alternate timeline, the Emperor's beam traveled into space and blew a massive hole in the moon, damaging the celestial body so much that it seems to have drifted closer to Earth. And that's not to mention how it allowed the Calamity to basically take over in that timeline. Yeah. Shattered Moon's reality is actually so screwed I might make a video about it someday. But yeah, besides that, the Emperor's level of power is insane. He is no slouch. So without further ado, let's move on to the tier list itself and see how he compares to others in the genre. Alright, so here we are with the tier list. As you can see, we got all the characters, down here, doing their little thing. Oh, shut up. Sorry, notifications. But yeah, we got all the characters here that I want to rank against the Emperor, and we got some tiers here. We got can beat the Emperor. Pretty sure that's explanatory. I think that they would be able to destroy the Emperor in a fight. We have close call, but beats Emperor, which means that it's a very tough fight, but I think they would overall be able to beat the Emperor. Then we have close call, but the Emperor wins, where it's close, but I think the Emperor would win. And then we have cannot beat Emperor, which, obvious. Then we have I don't know / tie, where, I don't know, or it's a tie. Yeah, groundbreaking stuff here. So, let's just move on to who we got first. First up, we have Nemesis. Now, I know Nemesis doesn't do much, but Nemesis, the Emperor is only summoned because... I'm so stupid. Nemesis is only summoned because of the Emperor. It takes all the power that the Emperor has just to summon Nemesis. So even though we don't really get to see much of her abilities, just the fact that she can summon 30 calamities, the fact that it takes all this just for her to come, I think it takes, I think she definitely can beat the Emperor in a fight if that were to happen. That isn't going to happen because the Emperor literally died to summon her, but I believe Nemesis would be able to defeat the Emperor. Overlord! People love to glaze the Overlord. He's not that strong, guys. That's what Kronos is for. The Emperor, the Emperor would beat him. It would be close. It would be a pretty close fight. But I don't think the weakened Overlord can do anything about it. For one, yes, he has his Overlord amplifiers, which are yes, they make him really strong, but they're also a really obvious weak spot. The Emperor is a very intelligent robot. You will be able to snuff out that this is his weakness and destroy him. Not to mention Chronostasis. Kronos can control time. Why do I keep calling him the Emperor? The Overlord cannot. He has no answers to Chronostasis. He has no counters to Chronostasis. That's going to be a running theme for a lot of these guys. They have no counters to Chronostasis. Chronostasis is literally flash time. He slows down time to a crawl and can move and perceive things in normal time. He has super fast perception. And that goes without mentioning his corruptive powers, his telekinetic powers, and all these sorts of things. People like to say, oh, well, the Overlord knows the truth of the universe. He could say that. Why didn't he say it to the UEC? Why didn't he broadcast that through speakers? Yeah, I'm not going to count that. The Corrupted is going to be the one that's going to be using that. The Overlord is not going to be doing that because he's probably going to want the machine to be part of his army. That's what he wanted with the UAC. That's what he'd probably want with the Emperor too. So he's not going to try that. He's going to overexert himself, he's going to overestimate his own powers, and he is going to lose to the Emperor. So he goes in close call, but the Emperor wins. Robotic Overseer. Do I even really need to explain? The Robotic Overseer is run by an intelligent AI supercomputer war machine for the Zerath Empire. But the Emperor's technology and intelligence far surpasses that because it has full-on sentience. The Emperor is a completely sentient robot powered by the energies of Hell and the Void at the same time. Whatever this guy has with his dumb little minigun and his rocket pods, he just can't. He can't stand up to the Emperor. Emperor can just drain his life force, leave him there like a carcass and dead. He could just create energy clones of the Eradicators, overwhelm this guy, because this guy is essentially just a really strong Eradicator if you think about it. So, we're going to put him down here. Yeah. Ooh! Ymir, the final boss of Tower Galactica. This is going to be really funny. I'm going to put him here. And I'll tell you why. Ymir is really big, yes. But unlike a lot of the other Tower Galactica bosses, which we'll get to them, actually I'm going to move them kind of closer so that we can get to them really quickly. But unlike the other Tower Galactica bosses, this guy, he doesn't do anything that the Emperor can't match. Sure, he's gigantic. The Emperor is also gigantic. Certainly not this big as Ymir, where he could probably be seen from space. But the Emperor is also quite a large dude who is orders of magnitude faster than Ymir. He could just use chronostasis. Once again, Ymir has no counters to chronostasis. He has his, once again, life draining, the drones, flight, teleportation, enough energy to completely shatter celestial objects. The Emperor is not getting hurt by anything that Ymir can dish out. It took the GDA, once again, I know I said this earlier in the script, but the GDA literally are using energies powered by hell, ancient deities, and all these sorts of things. The Emperor didn't even have a scratch on him. The only thing strong enough to take out the Emperor was the Emperor himself. So Ymir, he is really cool, and he is really big, and he's really strong, but he's not strong enough or fast enough to even really deal with the Emperor. So he would get totaled by him, honestly, so I am putting him here. The Umbra! The Umbra is able to cause celestial events to happen. She was able to move the sun over the moon, cause an eclipse, and do all these sorts of crazy things. She also was able to conquer a lot of dimensions using the Halloween enemy types. However, once again, no counters to chronostasis. Boom, right there, right next to the Overlord. Do you see what happens here? Do you see what's going on here? Chronostasis is just busted, dude. And it's not just that's not just his only trump card. The Emperor is able to survive so much and dish out so much punishment, way more than the Umbra can even hope to dish out. The Umbra was completely erased from existence thanks to a star cannon, which, it was a pretty powerful railgun, but at the end of the day, it was really just a really strong railgun. Compare it to Lord Exo, was able to tank multiple shots from this, and he was able to just weakened his connection to his host. It didn't even damage him. By the way, Lord Exo goes up here, obviously. Obviously, he's a higher dimensional being. He is a god. So, like an actual god, not just like a robot god. So, he definitely could beat the Emperor. You'd probably use the Emperor as a host, honestly. So, yeah, spoiler alert, the Lord Exo goes up there. But Umbra? No. Not even close. Brenad, penultimate boss, well, technically Lure exists, but penultimate boss of Tower Galactica. Now, he's going to go in, I don't know, /tie. And the reason why is because the Emperor is physically stronger than Brenad. He has chronostasis, he is much faster, and his magic attacks, I would say, are about equal to Brenad, but Brenad is a ghost. He is completely undead and completely invisible to the radar systems of the Emperor. Ghosts are not hidden detection. You need an orb of sight to reveal them. So, like, the Emperor has no counter to ghosts. They are completely intangible until revealed. They can't be scanned. None of these sorts of things work with them. So, I'm not really sure how this would even play out, because I don't think Brenad's attacks would really be able to do anything to the Emperor, but the Emperor can't really do anything about Brenad either. So this is kind of just where we're going to settle. And the same thing goes for Warlock here. Warlock, he is decidedly weaker than the Emperor, but like, there's just nothing he can do because Warlock is a ghost, or at the very least he can turn himself into a ghost. Complete intangibility, no counters to this. The Emperor has no counters to this. So, even though they can't really harm him, he also can't really harm them, so they would just kind of exist together. So, I'd put them here. Honestly, I might put Brenad a little bit higher because he does cause big weather events that are, like, insane. I don't know if it's enough to beat the Emperor, but, like, I just really don't know. And then Warlock, he would be on the lower end, where if he didn't turn invisible, then the Overlord would, not the Overlord, the Emperor would be able to destroy him, but, yeah. We're gonna put these two here. The Void. The Void was previously a huge top dog in the Roblox tower defense scene, incredibly strong, insane telekinetic powers. He would definitely still be a big threat to the Emperor. However, this is not the true Void, this is just an avatar of the Void, and as such, he would still lose to the Emperor. Once again, the Void does not have counters to chronostasis. Not a lot of these guys do. Because he lacks counters to chronostasis, he is at an insane disadvantage. Yes, the telekinesis would be insane. However, the Emperor is way faster, way stronger, and way more resourceful than the Void when it comes to the attacks that he has. He could drain the life force of the Void, overwhelm him with energy clones, the whole shebang. I've already said it a few times. It would be a very close fight, and there are some scenarios where I believe the Void's telekinesis would be able to get the best of Emperor, but 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, the Emperor is going to be beating the Void here. Void Reaver. Now this is actually interesting because I thought that the Void Reaver created black holes, so I was going to put him up here. But then salts, yes, authentic salts actually convinced me to put him like down here. Because apparently it's not black holes he's creating, it's just little void cubes that steal souls. But yeah, that's really all that Void Reaver has. Void Reaver is just a big sentinel guy who stomps and screams and steals souls from the living. The Emperor, we don't even know if it even has a soul. He's a robot. He could have a host, like a physical host, but it's likely that he doesn't because the previous Emperor Eradicator that we learned about in the lore did not have a host. So I believe Xenon was starting to create robots that didn't need hosts or didn't have hosts. So the Void Reaver's one saving grace attack wouldn't even help him, and he doesn't even have a black hole attack. It's just like Void Orb stuff. So he would not win. So I'm going to put him down here. Arbiter! Arbiter! Arbiter, 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 Arbiter. Very close, very close. He's still going to go down here, though. The Arbiter is also a very intelligent, sentient robot that actually basically took over an entire planet and assimilated into their culture, essentially becoming the leader of his own free group of robots. Honestly, I think the Constructs are such an awesome species, or faction, in the Tower Blitz lore. And the Arbiter is very strong. His power is said to even rival the Overlords. It surpasses the Robotic Overseer and it almost rivals the Overlords, which is crazy because the UEC essentially created the baseline for all the Constructs, so it's crazy how their technology is advanced. But, say it with me now, the Arbiter has no counters to chronostasis. He has no counters to chronostasis. And also he was defeated by the UEC, brought back even more mechanical, and defeated again. He's lost twice to people with technology far inferior to what the Emperor possesses at his disposal. So, yeah, the Emperor, it would be a close fight. I think the Emperor would really get a kick out of it, honestly. But, yeah, there's nothing can really be done here. So, I'm going to put him here. I don't think it would be as close of a fight as against Void, but it's kind of middle with the Overlord. I actually think the Overlord would actually do a little bit better. So, we're going to do it like that. Yeah. Awakened Fallen King.
He conquers dimensions! He conquered all these dimensions, and he's powered by the God Cube! Oh!
Well, guess what? Okay, so the God Cube is not as strong as people think it to be. The fact that Brute and Gravedigger had God Cube shards just shows that the people empowered with God Cube fragments are only as strong as they are originally. If I give a coughing baby a God Cube shard, they're not going to turn into an unkillable monster. They're going to be a slightly stronger coughing baby. And that is exactly what Awakened Fallen King is here. He's not that strong. He just happens to have a big army, and he conquered a bunch of dimensions that were probably inferior to his. Do you think that if this guy invaded the Frost dimension, or really any dimension that had any sort of technology that is on par or slightly superior to his, that the Fallen King would have conquered all these dimensions?
Do you think he would have conquered all these dimensions?
No. Plus chronostasis, yeah. So, Awakened Fallen King's going all the way down here. Robotic Overseer would actually probably do better, honestly. Such a pathetic person the Awakened Fallen King is, jeez. Corrupted, yep. He would do even better than Lord Exo. The truth of the universe is just broken, dude. The truth of the universe is just nutty. The fact that you can control literally anything. Anything can be assimilated. If it can perceive information, then it can be assimilated and iificated. That is ridiculous. The fact that if you write down the truth on a piece of paper, the paper would become ificated. That is insane. That is actually insane. The Emperor can't do anything about the truth of the universe. The second that the truth is uttered, the Emperor is getting ificated, because not only is he a robot, he's a sentient robot. So he would get immediately ificated. So yeah, the corrupted completely destroy the Emperor here. Frost Spirit is close. It's pretty close. Frost Spirit is actually really strong. He can fly super fast. I would actually say he might even be just as fast or faster than the Emperor, because we know he was flying at like hundreds of miles an hour, and like the wind was like behind him. I think that's what it said in Operation Ice. And then in Frost mode, I know it's not canon, but like it seems to be he's like the tyrant ruler of the Frost Dimension. They're all in like chains and whatever, they're serving him. And he was holding open the portal, it seems. I think that was the implication. So he would do well, but once again, no counters to chronostasis, no counters to life draining. The Emperor has a much bigger display of force with the fact that he was able to destroy the moon. So yeah, Frost Spirit goes down here. He would put up a good fight though. Selgar. Selgar's not that strong. Selgar really is not that strong. He would do better than Awakened Fallen King, but Selgar just really is not that strong. He's like the opposite of the Wretched, where like the Wretched is strong in the lore but weak as a boss. Selgar is like a strong boss, but in the lore he's really just like a footnote. It's like he's like a Hail Mary by Xenon because she remembered how strong Frosty was. Selgar really is just a Titan that came back. Which sure, like he's big, he's scary, he has like ice magic, he has a little bit of weather powers, but like he's not that strong. So the Emperor would completely destroy him, so he goes down here. Sorry, Selgar lovers, I know. Glacius. Glacius is like the fraud Wretched before the fraud Wretched. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's a member of the X Council. Yes, like he caused the Cold Construct War. He's not that strong. He's really not that strong. He hid in a cave for the entire event and only comes out because all of his army is destroyed and the constructs weren't doing good. This guy literally does nothing. In fact, he has like only half the abilities that Arbiter has. So yeah, he kind of sucks, honestly. I don't know, why did I move him? He kind of sucks, so he's going, like, it would be close just because he's a member of the X Council, but like, he's all the way in the back. He's all the way in the back. Ignitus. I don't think I really need to say much. Ignitus is not really that strong either. He's really not. He's the leader of the space commerce, and most of the work is done through Saber Champion. He doesn't really do much. Like, yeah, he summons meteors, but once again, what's he gonna do against Chronostasis? Heck, forget Chronostasis. What's this guy gonna do against really anything that the Emperor can do? Nothing. Nothing. Just no. Grim. Now Grim, he can kill towers, he can steal souls, he can fly. He didn't die when he was defeated, much like Frost Spirit actually. And he is, I guess in the context of TDX, he also is a Calamity being, which means he is ridiculously strong. However, he is nowhere near the power that Nemesis needed, as Grim just kind of came as a scout. The GDA didn't really do anything to really summon him in the first place, he just kind of was there. So it's not like any sort of power was needed to get his attention, he was just always there. So he is kind of just like a weaker herald of Nemesis. So I'm just going to put him down there just for that. Cronus.
Oh, but he can stop time too!
Dog. Kronos' time stop is the most wimpy, pathetic, just loser move I have ever seen. Compared to the Emperor's time stop, it's nothing. I'm not trying to glaze TDX right here, but Kronos' time stop is just a cheap imitation. It is nowhere near as impactful. The Emperor's time stop is literally flash time. Missiles and bullets and beams shooting at the speed of light stop dead in their tracks, and the Emperor is able to freely move and act and attack within that perception. Cronus, his time stop is basically just a glorified global fire rate debuff. he slows down time, and he still takes damage. Just less of it. And he just walks forward. Whoa, such a cool boss, guys. Oh, such a cool boss. I'm so glad that Lord Exo took this guy's body. This guy's a fraud, bro. He's trying to be Emperor, but he's not. You are not him, buddy. You are not him. You would do a little better than Awakened Fallen King just because you can slow down time, but your time slow is pathetic. Sorry. Kronos just made me upset when he used his time stop. Doombringer. There. It would be really close. Doombringer is strong. He is, from what I can tell, he is a god. He is the god of the Roblox Brick Battle world, at least the 4 spires. I'm not truly sure of the full extent of his power. A Doomspire defense, I guess, freaking refugee can tell me exactly how strong he is. He has no counters to Chronostasis. That's really all that I can say. I haven't played Doomspire Defense in a really long time. He hasn't gotten any new moves or anything. I think he is just a big fish in a small pond, honestly. Like, he is the strongest of his dimension. There's not really anything else really close to him, because he's the only god in his dimension. So, yeah, it would be close, but you can't really do anything. Excuse me. And Kronos. Kronos, former Shadow of the Overlord. Multiversal, multi-dimensional guy who can stop time, and he conquered the universe. This is before he knew the truth of the universe. He was an absolute unit. He was calling the shots. He was leading this entire army of aliens in the Orion arm of the galaxy. This guy was a beast. And, yeah, the Emperor can't really do anything about it. Emperor can slow down time to a crawl, but Kronos can literally stop time. So, like, pick your poison, bro. There's not really much Kronos can even... Not Kronos, the Emperor can really even do against that. Yeah, that's really the list. I hope you enjoyed this thing. Don't get too mad. I'm sorry if I was mean to your favorite boss or whatever. I mean, I don't really care, honestly. But I thought this was just a fun video. I think this is a fun video. It's cool to, like, power scale between these different tower defense games. Because I like all these games, right? Like, I know I was mean to Kronos here, and I was mean to someone else here. I forgot who I was mean to. But, like, I like all these games, guys. It's not really that serious. It's just playing up for jokes. But, yeah, I do think that the Emperor is definitely one of the strongest bosses. I would put him right here, the 5th strongest out of everyone that I would have listed here. But yeah, that's really all I got. So if you enjoyed this video, like the video, subscribe, yeah, let me know if you want me to do more funny ranking, power scaling, stuff like this. So yeah, bye-bye.